Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874. 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874.
The Senate Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies has started to scrutinize President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s requested Maharlika Investment Fund from Congress. The fund aims to jumpstart the country's economy by infusing investments in infrastructure projects, among others. But the proposal appeared troublesome to some senators, coming on the heels of losses incurred by the sovereign wealth funds of Norway and Hong Kong. Norway reported $164 billion worth of losses in 2022, while Hong Kong's sovereign wealth fund suffered more than $24 billion worth of losses last year. But an official of the Philippine Socio-Economic Development argues that these funds should be evaluated based on their long-term performance and not on their most recent losses.
We have to look at it over a longer time period. Kasi if we looked at the past 10 years, there were 2 times that this fund actually had a negative return. The first one was in global financial crisis. And then yung very latest one was yung last year, no? But over that period of 10 years, 12% yung kanyang average return, even counting the losses.
Senator Sherwin Gatchalian asks the National Treasurer about the likelihood of the Philippine government attracting investors to the fund. The National Treasurer cites the example of Indonesia as an encouraging sign.
If you can just benchmark it with the experience po nung Indonesia fund again, so they were able to get commitments po from other sovereign wealth funds, from global investors, to the tune of about $20 billion.
The Senate version of the bill to create the Maharlika Investment Fund would source 50 billion pesos from Land Bank and 25 billion pesos from DBP as its initial seed capital. But Senator Francis Escudero raises some concerns.
Wala akong nakita sa bill na may parte ang Land Bank at DBP or PAGCOR as corporations from the net profit. So essentially, para mong pinwera sa yung dalawang bangko, even PAGCOR, to give money, wala akong nakita sa bill na may share sila on their investment. So we're like hardballing Land Bank and DBP to give money to this fund without saying anything in the bill with respect to the return on their investment.
The National Treasurer explains both banks can still earn from potential dividends to be given out by the Maharlika Investment Corporation, which will handle the fund.
Maybe po yung sa bill would need further clarification. Kasi po yung carve-out na 25% would really just accrue dun sa investment ng national government. Definitely, eventually po, there would also be some dividends that would also be declared sa land bank, sa DBP.
The Senate bill also proposes a 15-man advisory council and a third-party auditor that will review the fund's utilization. Senator Escudero questions the disproportionate allocation of seats in the panel to the banks providing the seed capital. The Senate proposal only gives DBP and Land Bank 1 seat each. Escudero also questions the proposed tax exemption of the fund. Minority Senator Risa Ontiveros flagged what she feels are the light penalties for any possible misuse of the funds.
Sa Plunder Act, enacted in 1991, amended in 93, ito po tungkol sa pag-amas ng ill-gotten wealth sa aggregate amount ng 50 million pesos, punishable ng reclusion perpetua, 20 to 40 years. Forfeiture of ill-gotten wealth in favor of government and perpetual disqualification from public office. Bakit po napakababa ng proposed penalties dito sa napakalaking ipinapangarap na Maharlika Fund?
That's why we have to go through this process. If you want to propose amendments to the House version, it's going to be up to you and legislators to impose a higher penalty if you feel that a higher penalty is called for.
Escudero warns the economic managers to fine-tune the bill and to resolve issues raised during the Senate hearing, saying the bill cannot pass in its current form.
Huwag yung kopya lang, porkit ginagawa ng iba, gawin na rin natin. Dapat maliwanag sa isip nila ng economic managers natin, para saan ba talaga ito?
The Senate committee will hold more consultations next week.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting guest. He's very popular, quite popular in our community because he writes a column, a very popular column called Social Security column in Via Times. And well, even though he's not Filipino, I have him here today. His name is Doug Wen. Did I say your name right, Doug?
You did, Veronica. Thank you.
All right. Sometimes I have a difficult time saying that name. Anyway, our Doug is here to talk about the upcoming Asian American Coalition Gala event this month. And because he's the chairperson this year as the Vietnamese American community is the host community, Doug is here to talk to us about the Asian American Coalition Gala event. Welcome to our show, Doug.
Well, welcome and glad to be back, Veronica. Always good to see you, and be with you.
Great, terrific. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the Asian American Coalition Gala event. You, as a chairperson this year, please tell us about the background, a little bit of background of the Asian American Coalition.
Sure, thank you. So back in 1982, there were a coalition of leaders, including Dr. Winthrop Hill, who is, the founder of the coalition, and Ping Tom, among others, came together and founded this coalition. And then our first gala event was actually in 1984. Just curious, were you there, Veronica, in 1984 for that initial gala event?
I was there from the beginning of the Asian American Coalition. I was there as representing the Filipino American community.
Thank you. So I queued you up for that easy answer there. So the coalition came together. So this year we're celebrating 40 years of united leadership and service to the Asian American Pacific Islander community. And so you were there since the beginning, so you know our history. Each year, a different Asian American community takes turn hosting the event. And obviously, as the event chair, I can't tell you the amount of work that each community puts into it, as well you know, because the only other more exciting event that I can think of is your own Via Times event that you honored me with the award several years ago, which I thought was an extremely exciting annual event that you put on. So you know how much work it goes into it. And so each community takes about 6 to 7 months in really planning and executing and carrying out this gala event.
Yes.
This is our fifth time, the Vietnamese community.
A lot of work for you, Doug. And looking back, you mentioned how it got started. I'm telling you, Doug, that we were very young at the time. And look at us, after 40 years, we still look young. And yeah. And so anyway, yes, the Asian American Coalition is really very strong. It's still a very strong organization and getting stronger every year. Okay, Doc, for this gala occasion coming up on what date was that? February 18th, right?
Right, February 18th, from 1 to midnight. 1 to midnight at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare, right on Bryn Mawr, 9300 Bryn Mawr Avenue. You can go to our website at aacchicago.org, aacchicago.org to get all the details.
All right, aacchicago.org. Remember that. All right, now we are excited what to see that evening. What is in the offing for this gala event?
Okay. Before I pitch the gala event, actually, we have a half-day business and education forum. And I want to pitch the education forum real quick because one of your own community members, Ginger Leopoldo, who is the founder of Cprtv,
I know her.
A great community leader in her own rights. She is going to be one of the panel speakers during the afternoon education forum to talk about the passage of the Illinois Teach Act, which basically makes Illinois the first state in the entire United States to provide for teaching of Asian American history throughout all of the schools, the public schools in the state. So that is a major accomplishment. And Ginger Leopoldo was one of the advocates, who advocated for that Teach Act to be signed by the Governor Pritzker, and so she's going to be one of the afternoon speakers. And I wanted to make sure I give her education forum, okay, because she's going to be a great speaker for that panel, and she's going to give her perspective as an educator. She's not just an advocate, but as an educator, actually teaching Asian American history to some of her students. And as you know, I mean, history is culture, and culture is our identity, right? So that's pretty important that our students are taught that that information.
What time will that education forum start?
The education forum will actually start at 1 o'clock. We're featuring 3 university administrators, from the president from DePaul University, the vice provost from Notre Dame University, as well as the acting chancellor, interim chancellor from University of Illinois Chicago will be there to talk about the supports that our universities and colleges are providing to Asian American students and faculty, right? All the way from the admissions process to the career planning process, all the way through that, these university administrators are going to talk about the support programs that are available for college and university students. And then at 2:40 is when Ginger's panel will be on, and she's moderating the second panel on the passage of the Teach Act. And for that second panel, we actually will have Senator Ram Villavelum, who actually was one of the co-authors of the Illinois Teach Act. He's going to talk about how he was able to navigate the Illinois legislature to get that historic piece of legislation passed.
Sounds very interesting. I would like to make it to that forum. That will be in the afternoon of the 18th, right?
Yes, it starts at 1, and then the second panel starts at 2:40, and then at 4 o'clock we begin the cocktail hours. It goes to about 6, and that's when the gala begins. The gala will begin right at 6 o'clock. Of course, we have the lion dance, the traditional lion dance. As you know, Veronica, I mean, in Asia, a new year is supposed to symbolize a time of hope, renewal. And so we know that despite much tragedies in our country, right, with the shootings in the West Coast and the recent tragedy in Memphis, Tennessee,
that's really sad. Yeah.
We want to come together as a unity, as a united community to really celebrate renewal. And it is the year of the rabbit, for others in the Vietnamese American community, it's the year of the cat, and the rabbit.
That's very interesting. I thought all the Asian communities or countries celebrate the Lunar New Year's, the same animals.
No, so leave it to Vietnam to be different, Veronica.
God, yours is cat, and
so just so your audience knows, the rabbit is like that represents earnestness and persistency in the face of great challenges. That's the rabbit. The cat is like a beloved protector. They're grand, they're majestic. And so so you can see how the cat could grow into a lion and a tiger very easily within that same family. So yeah.
Interesting, but you know what, dog? I don't think cat is included in the Chinese animals for the celebration. I don't think there's a cat.
Right. It's a Vietnamese observance.
Yes. So I know the 12 lunar animals.
You got it. But as the Vietnamese host committee, I have to in my script, I'm going to mention both animals. I'm going to mention the rabbit, and then I have to mention the cat for my Vietnamese colleagues. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble, Veronica.
You know what? Thank you for telling me. I did not know that about the cat. So we'll talk more about the cat. So, okay. How many? I know there is always an awards, portion for the event. So I really would like to know about the Filipino representation in the event.
Sure. So basically, once a year, the board members, and there are 24 of us, about 20 to 24, 2 members per community, we come together and we try to look at the significant accomplishments and contributions of the individuals. And as you know, I mean, you feature enough awardees in your own right, Veronica. There's so many good individuals and students, adults and youth alike in our communities, right? But you can only select one of them a year, right?
Yes,
So we do look at one person and one youth from each community who have shown just exemplary service and dedication to enhance the well-being of their community members. And so they've got to be obviously a resident of Illinois, and they have to be sponsored by an organization that has been established for at least 1 year, and there can only be one nomination per community for each award. So for this year, we are very, very proud, and these are truly our community heroes. As you know, these are the folks who actually do the community service outside of their work, right? So for the Filipino community, you can probably tell me more about him than I'd know about him. It's Richard Philiselda from he's president and CEO of Start Lab Corporation. He's he is the exemplary adult awardee from the Filipino community. And again, I think you could probably tell me more about Richard than I know about him.
I know Richard. Yes, he deserves the award.
Yeah. So you tell me what do you know about Richard?
Oh yeah. What I can tell you is congratulations, because Richard Philiselda is a very accomplished person in their own rights. The business success that he's been doing in the community. So he is an excellent awardee. That's all I can tell you. And we have to read his long bio to really know.
Right. So I'm glad. That's why I figured you're I think we made the right decision. We're pleased with that. So and then the youth awardee, as you know, there are many outstanding young students out there, right? And it's very difficult for the community to pick just one each year. There are dozens and dozens of outstanding young people, but we always look for a youth who makes they have great accomplishments as a student, as a child, as a grandchild, and their family, and obviously their community service as well. So this year it's Kyla Mendiola. She's a freshman at Illinois State University. She's in their nursing program, and so again, there are many other very well deserving students, obviously, but this year that is our youth awardee, and we call it the Youth Who Excels Award because she is an honor roll student. So.
All right, very good. Okay, and all right, it's really very interesting to know that we have really outstanding Filipinos included in there, which I know it does every year. But congratulations to all these Filipinos and other awardees from other Asian communities, right?
Hey, Veronica, would you mind if I plug one more awardee? This is a pretty important awardee. It's our Ping Tom. It's our Ping Tom Pan Asian Award, which is given to a an outstanding Asian American, outstanding significant community leader, and that is Grace Hole. She is the secretary, as you know, the secretary of the Illinois Department of Human Services. This award, as you know, is named after the famed civic leader Ping Tom.
Wow, that's
She
very
leads,
interesting to
yeah,
know.
yep. Grace obviously leads the largest state agency. Before she came to IDHS, she was in charge of the Woods Foundation, and but we know, many of us remember Grace all the way back to her intern days when she worked down in Chinatown with the Chinese American Service League, and up on the north side with the Chinese Mutual Aid Association, their executive director. So we couldn't be more pleased to give Grace Hole this year's Pan Asian Award. So I appreciate the quick minute to give that plug, because she deserves it.
Congratulations to Miss Grace Ho for this outstanding award. And I want to tell you that because I was there early at the AAC founding, I'm happy and honored to tell you that I met Mr. Ping Tam. I met him, and I know his wife, Nancy. Well, I'm really honored that the Asian American community is really honoring him. Okay, well, what more is coming up for the event?
Okay, we have a great keynote speaker. It's Daphne Kwok. Daphne Kwok is the vice president for diversity, equity, and inclusion for the AARP, whom hopefully everybody watching this show, if you're not an AARP member, I enjoy reading my AARP bulletin every month. But she's gonna speak about the vital community partnerships that AARP have with community organizations, like they're one of our sponsors, among others. How they partner with community organizations like the coalition to make sure that seniors all across the country live the kind of independent, well-off lives. They contribute socially, economically to the nation. They live independent lives, enjoying good health, and AARP is a part of that for millions and millions of Americans all across the country. So we can't be more pleased to have Daphne Kwok all the way from Washington, D.C. to be our keynote speaker.
Wow, nice to know, because I just interviewed someone from AARP last week for the show.
Yeah. They do. They have a very robust community outreach program. AARP does. So we're looking forward to being their host.
Terrific. All right. Before we sign off, okay, what more is coming up? Or is there some important things that you have to announce, Doug?
Sure. Well, Asian American Coalition, like I said, we're more than just the Gala Lunar New Year. Okay. We also, if you remember, before COVID, a couple of years before COVID, we also were very active participants in the Asian American Heritage Month. We used to have the Asian American Festival down at Daley Plaza. You probably remember that, right? Every May. Well, yes. that was the coalition's big event. Well, this year on May 1st, we are going to celebrate and kick off Asian American Heritage Month. We're going to put on an event, and everyone is invited down at the IIT, Illinois Institute of Technology. We're partnering with the Asian American Executive Network to put on that kickoff event. Everyone's invited to that. So come by. Looking forward to it.
All right, terrific. Maybe you can announce it in your column in Bio Times too. Right? Okay, dog. Okay, that's it. We have an
Yeah, again, our website, aacchicago.org. aacchicago.org.
chicago.org. Remember that. Okay. Well, Dog, thank you so much for gracing our show today. And I really appreciate it. And nice seeing your face on this Zoom frame.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you so much. Always good to be with you.
I really enjoyed it. And we'll see you on the 18th. And good luck and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
US Med, a trusted supplier of diabetes equipment for nearly 30 years, has great news for people living with diabetes and the pain of regular testing. The days of repeated, painful finger sticks are over. Now you can wear a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, and eliminate routine finger sticks. If you use insulin daily to manage your condition, a continuous glucose monitor could help you control your diabetes and reduce or eliminate those painful finger sticks. If you have Medicare or private insurance, US Med can deliver a CGM system right to your door. And if you qualify, there may be little or no cost to you. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurer directly. Don't spend one more painful day testing your blood sugar. Call now to get your continuous glucose monitoring system so you can take control of your diabetes and get back to enjoying life.
Call US Med now.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very young and good-looking Filipino. He's a first-generation Filipino-American. His name is Mike Movido. Mike Movido is invited today in this show to talk about what he's planning to do in his community involvement. And Mike is running for the Niles. Is it Niles Library Board? Niles, Niles Main District Library Board as a trustee, right?
Correct.
All right, Mike. Well, to start with, will you please tell our viewing audience about your background as a young Filipino American here in Chicago?
Yeah, of course. First of all, thank you for having me, Veronica. My name is Mike. I was born in Chicago. I've been here my whole life. I was born in the city. I grew up in the western suburbs, and I lived in Chicago for about 10 years before moving to Niles, Illinois, where I am right now, just outside of the city. I have two young boys, Eli and Silas. Eli is almost 2 years old. Silas is 4 months old. So my wife and I have our hands full. My My parents are both from the Manila area in the Philippines. I'm one of the first people in my entire family to be born in the US, which I don't take for granted. I was really excited when my wife and I moved to Niles because it is a very diverse area. There is a very strong Filipino community here. We have, really great Filipino-owned businesses like Village Creamery and Tita Mia's. If anyone is familiar with those establishments here. But I noticed that there's really no representation for Filipinos at the local government level, and that includes the library. The library is really personal for my family because it's my son Eli's favorite place in the world. We go every day. And my son Silas was the youngest library card holder in the history of the library. When we brought him home from the hospital, we went to the library first. That was our first stop. So the library staff were the first people to meet him. The saying is, it takes a village to raise a child, and we have 2 young children but no village, and the library has really become our village. And the staff there love my kids love them, and the library really needs help. There've been the current library board has made some very damaging decisions that have caused a lot of staff to leave, that have cut funding for the library, and just caused a lot of chaos. And I want to make sure that the library is protected so that other people who love the library can continue to use it.
Wow. All right. A beautiful family. The baby in the family got a library card right away.
Yeah.
On his way home from the hospital. That's really nice to know. And okay, it seems that you really love the library. And how big is the Niles main library?
So the library is it's pretty large. It serves the district is about 60,000 residents. So it's large enough to support 60,000 people. And unfortunately, the staff has been, I think, cut in half. So that they're having a hard time maintaining services, maintaining programs for the community. And so I want to make sure that they can keep that going.
So you and the whole family apparently love to read and visit the library, right?
We do.
Yeah. So I know what as okay, you're running for the board of trustee the library. Are there I mean other people who are running for the position?
Yeah. So there are 9 candidates running for 4 open positions on the board. I am running, so there are different terms that are staggered on the board. I'm running for a 4-year term. And there are 2 other candidates that are also running for the 4-year term. One of them is currently on the board, and he's really been the one that's led these efforts to gut the library, to make it less effective, to make it less attractive to the community, which is really unfortunate. And he's also someone who doesn't believe that there should be foreign language books available in the library, which doesn't make sense when we have a community that is 40% immigrant, and more than half of the population speaks a different language, including the Filipino community. But there's immigrants from all over the world that live in Niles, and they deserve to feel like they're represented and they belong at the library.
I wonder what is his reason for for not favoring the for the library to be open to the other ethnic groups as far as books in languages is concerned.
Yeah, I wonder that too. I think that's just his old way of thinking. He doesn't believe that some people should feel like they belong, and I disagree with that. So I want to make sure that everyone in the community believes that they belong and that they can use the library.
Okay, when is the upcoming election going to be held?
The election will be on April 4th.
Okay, yeah, you should really be working to get elected because I think you'll be a good one in the board.
No, thank you.
So anyway, here's one personal question. Being a library lover person, um, how how do you think the internet is affecting the library going people?
That's a really good question. I think libraries have to evolve. And we've seen libraries evolve in other communities where they've kept up with technology changes and the needs of the community. And I think that's what the Niles Library has done a good job up until this point of doing, of providing services and programs beyond just having books. I don't think a library is just a building with books. If a library was only a building with books, then my house would be a library. It provides so many other services to the community that I think the community really should be taking advantage of. But like I said, it's becoming harder and harder when funding is being cut, when staffing is being cut, that they can't support a lot of those services and programs outside of just having books.
Okay, how were you able to manage to have your children love books?
I think it was just natural for Eli, my older son. That's just his personality. He has never really gravitated towards toys. He, in his room, he has a bunch of toys that he just doesn't play with. But he loves reading. He loves when we read to him. He loves, finding new books to read. Every day we're reading to him all the time, and that's just what he has taken to. I think it is more of his personality than anything, and he also loves the library staff, and I think that's part of it too. Is the library staff really do care for the community. They care for the people that are coming to the library, and they really get to know you, and they really find books that you'll enjoy. And they've done that for Eli. They've really made it a welcoming space for him where he feels safe and he feels loved. So I think that's what has made him grow his love for books.
How about TV watching?
He doesn't really watch TV either, and as a family, we don't watch that much TV. I think when you have two children at that age, it's hard to even set aside time for TV. But he, even when we've tried to introduce him to children's shows, he hasn't seemed very interested. But he still continues to be interested in books. So I think it's a blessing in disguise for us. We don't have to, put him in front of a screen all day. He loves to just use his imagination and read books and hang out at the library.
What did you do, or maybe even doing up to now, instead of hiring a babysitter or you in front or leaving him in front of a TV? What did you guys do in making him love books?
Yeah, my wife is a stay-at-home mom. That was a decision that we made together. She decided she would leave her job when she was pregnant with Eli, and she has not regretted that choice. She wants to be with our kids while they're young. They're only going to be young for so long. So, and she can always go back to her career, later on when they're older. So that's something that she really valued. And so I'm the one working, and I work from home, which is also an advantage. I get to go, I work in the basement, and I get to go upstairs on my breaks in between meetings and for lunch, and I get to spend time with them when I'm not working. So we're always around, we're always with our kids, and we're making sure that they feel loved, and that they're not just in front of a TV screen.
What do you do for a living?
I am a marketing director at an advertising agency. I oversee digital advertising for a number of different large brands, some of the largest brands in the world, and I manage budgets in the tens of millions of dollars for them, and making sure that they are running their advertising in the right places to reach their customers.
Wow, very good. That's really very amazing. Okay, as a candidate for the board for the library board of the Niles, Maine. Okay, one last word for you, for our viewers, that maybe some of them are members of the or residents of Niles right now. One last word.
Yeah, I would say that just remember to vote your conscience, vote for the people that are looking out for the best of the community. I want to work for the good of the community, for the good of the library, and for the good of the library staff too, because the staff are part of the community, and not all of the candidates are working for the best interest of everyone. I think I'm the perfect candidate to really represent the needs of the community, and be a good steward of the library's resources.
All right, very good. I wish you good luck, Mike, Mr. Mike Movido. Any one of you who's watching us right now, and you're a voter in the library, Niles Library, Maine, right? Niles, Maine district, right? And if you're really familiar with this election, please vote for Mr. Mike Movido, our kababayan, who is running for this really very important position. Thank you for gracing our show today, Mike.
Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat. I wish you good luck. And give us a call back if you would need some more help.
Thank you so much.
We're so proud of you. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Mike.
Bye.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right, for about $50 a month, you'll get lightning fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. Again, 800-555-1212. Don't wait. Call us right now.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Good afternoon, this is Bridget Carino-Quetter bringing you this week's local news from our community. The old state capitol state historic site in Springfield is receiving long overdue attention thanks to a $15.1 million preservation investment made possible by Governor J.B. Pritzker's bipartisan Rebuild Illinois capital plan. Years of deferred maintenance are being addressed both inside and outside the historic site in the heart of downtown Springfield. The old state capitol is one of the most revered historic sites in Illinois, Governor Pritzker said. I'm proud that our administration is investing in the preservation of the site to ensure future generations can connect to this place and to the important lessons in history that are shared here. The Illinois State Museum shines a spotlight on Generation X with the opening of its new exhibition, Growing Up X, on Saturday at its downtown location. The exhibition explores the toys, technologies, and cultural touchstones surrounding Gen Xers in their childhood. Museum visitors will see items familiar to anyone who grew up in the 1970s and the 1980s, from telephones with cords, record and cassette players, and an Apple IIe computer to Teddy Ruxpin and parachute pants. Additionally, they will learn how growing up in the shadow of the Vietnam War, the Cold War, the AIDS crisis, and the war on drugs shaped Gen Xers as individuals and a generation. The Cook County Board of Commissioners approved funding for transportation-related projects and maintenance materials for the county's Department of Transportation and Highways, DOTH. These vital projects boost economic development, build up regional transportation, and improve the quality of life throughout Cook County. Listed below are Alsip Park District, $56,000, Calumet City, $844,050, Forward Heights, $225,000, Harvey, $400,000, and extra pavement patching materials, which cost $509,350. The Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice will host employment screening events in St. Charles and Alton in advance of an intern academy that begins on February 14th. IDJJ has job openings for up to 15 juvenile justice specialist interns for this academy, and positions are available at the 5 Illinois Youth Center locations in Chicago, Warrenville, St. Charles, Alton, and Harrisburg. Juvenile justice specialist positions have a starting salary of $54,648. Candidates must be an Illinois resident, at least 21 years of age, have a valid driver's license and bachelor's degree, and must be eligible to work in the United States. Interested applicants must attend a required screening event to be considered. The Illinois Capital Development Board announced the recipients of the Early Childhood Construction Grant Program. Governor Pritzker's Rebuild Illinois Capital Plan has allocated nearly $60 million in available funding for early childhood centers. The grant opportunity was available to nonprofit early childhood providers and public school districts seeking to increase their capacity to provide care or educational opportunities for children in underserved communities. The funding provides support for the construction, expansion, or renovation of their facilities, not to exceed $10 million per project. Rebuild Illinois is all about building a brighter, more prosperous future for generations to come, and that means investing in our youngest Illinoisans, said Governor J.B. Pritzker. From Peoria to Kankakee to Chicago, we are dispersing millions through our Early Childhood Construction Grant Program to make sure that underserved children get the care they need and deserve. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives. If you're struggling with your own tax nightmare, we've got great news. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now, you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
And that's our show for today. Thank you all for watching Chicago Philippine Reports TV. We hope you will stay safe and enjoying this day with your family and friends. I'm Maria Gurley Pascual. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay and we'll see you back here next week.